Hare Krishna. Good evening. Welcome all of you for our weekly Wednesday evening Ram Katha. We are reading from the Ramayana book, which is Shloka by Shloka. And now we are entering into the fifth chapter. We completed the fourth chapter. We are entering into the fifth chapter. So welcome all of you all. So request someone to start reading from the first shloka of the fifth chapter.
Prabhu, should I read?
Please.
In earlier days, this entire earth with its 7 islands was controlled by the descendants of the great victorious king of Prajapatis, Manu. Of those kings, one named Sagara from the Ikshwaku dynasty dug up the oceans. He had 60,000 sons. The famous epic Ramayana was generated in this Ikshwaku dynasty of great souls.
So what is the background till now? What is the story like taking place? What did we discuss last week? Love and Kush were reciting the Ramayana.
Yeah.
They were reciting the Ramayana and everyone was loving it. The sages loved it so much that they gave, every sage gave some gift or the other, and gift which is of their caliber. Like someone gave a Brahminical ward, someone gave him a Janayu, that is a sacred thread, someone gave him a kopin, someone gave him a deer skin. Various things were given to him because they all loved the recitation. And the recitation was of the Supreme Lord himself. Then Lord Rama heard these two boys sing. So he took them along with him and took them to the court, where Rama was sitting on the high throne and all the rest of the ministers are all sitting. And these two boys are singing in perfect tune and perfect raga and tunes. So Rama displayed one important message to all of us. He descended from the upper throne and he came down and sat down the level of the other people, so that he is not sitting on a place higher than that of the speaker or the reciter as they were reciting. And he was sitting at a lower place, giving us a lesson that when there is a satsang or a katha going on, one should not sit the same level of the speaker, but in fact sit a little lower so that the knowledge can flow directly through the ears into the listener's heart. So here the recitation starts. Now it's in the darbar of Ramchandraji. And we already discussed that this recitation was going, by which place was this recitation going on? Naimisharanya. Yes, perfect. In Naimisharanya, this recitation is going on. So already King Lord Rama was already having a big yajna being performed. And that time, he saw these two boys and they start singing. And the first thing they are singing is, they didn't start with singing about Lord Ramchandraji. They started singing about his ancestors, his Vansha. And the first recitation is, he's talking about the 7 continents or the 7 dweepas. 7 continents is what we have read in our so-called British education, or rather the modern education, whatever. But today, they are saying, oh, we have found it. All the Westerners say, we have found out the real secret, we know the real knowledge. And the world is divided into 7 continents. But here, in this verse, it is already clearly mentioned. In earlier days, this entire earth with its 7 islands was controlled by the descendants of the great victorious king of the Prajapatis, Manu. And usi family mein, usi khandan mein, usi dynasty mein, who was the King Sagara. Sagara played a very important role. So unko bhi highlight kiya gaya. So basically, this Ramayana is starting with the recitation started by Love and Kusha, has started from the Ishkwaku dynasty. Yes, continue. Please read the explanation.
Huh?
Please read the explanation also.
Okay, yeah. The two boys began singing the Ramayana, starting with Lord Rama's ancestors. Though many great kings had done Herculean tasks in this Ikshwaku dynasty, the name of King Sagara is highlighted here. The two brothers Kusha and Lava mention the greatness of the dynasty in which the Lord Rama was also born and how great his ancestors were. Thus, a part of the credit of Ramayana goes to the dynasty of great kings. We,
Next.
Kusha and Lava, will propagate this Ramayana completely and faultlessly from the beginning, which gives the benefits of Dharma, Artha, and Kama. The Ramayana should be heard without envy.
Very important. First and foremost, here, Love and Kusha, what are they saying? We will propagate this Ramayana completely and faultlessly. What is the meaning of completely and faultlessly? पढ़ने वाला गलती कर सकता है, कुछ ना कुछ गलती हो सकता है. How can you make it faultless? Because they are not written. Even the writer can sometimes make a fault. Please understand, when it is recited as it is, शास्त्र को तोड़ मोड़ के मरोड़ने वाले लोग बहुत मिलेंगे आप. They add their own commentaries, their own understanding, and that too those people who are not devotees, who are just trying to give interpretation as per their whimsical thoughts. Very foolish so-called interpreter who says, demigods are all, sexual people and this and that. All nonsense. Because they themselves have never done devotion. That is why we also read the commentaries, but it is only of acharyas, bona fide people who are true devotees of the Lord. Because Lord, in their heart, gives them the incitement or the understanding to give the correct knowledge. So, many times, Shastra has got many hidden secrets inside a book, inside a grantha, inside a itihasa. But it can be decoded only by an acharya or by a bona fide spiritual master. It should not be decoded by any Tom, Dick and Harry, because everyone will then decode it as per their gunas. Now, there are 3 gunas, we all know, right? Satagun, Rajagun, Tamogun. So all these through gunas have its own effect, and we start thinking accordingly. That is the reason why God is clearly saying, Acharya is clearly saying, no, it should be in line with what our senior acharyas have told us. It should be in line. Another thing which the sloka mentions in this Love and Kusha are mentioning is completely faultless and from the beginning, which gives the benefits of, यानी कि कुछ benefit है, रामायण पढ़ने के भी फायदे हैं. What are the benefits? Dharma, Artha, Kama. He has not given the 4th benefit, and that is moksha. So each, there are 4 purushartha of the Vedas. These are called as purushartha, or the subtle benefits. And if one reads the Vedas, he gets these benefits. That means what? There is no difference between Ramayana and the Vedas. It is one and the same. The only thing is Vedas are very, very difficult to understand. It's vast, it's huge. It's enormous. Lakhs and lakhs and lakhs and lakhs of shlokas are there. Aapki puri ayu nikal jayegi, but you won't be able to understand it. And secondly, it is in language called Sanskrit, which is not a common language today, which was earlier a common language in India, but now it has become the most uncommon language. Even many schools, we are having children taking flair for foreign languages. But nobody wants to take the mother of all languages, and that is Sanskrit. Nobody wants to take that up. So, coming to the point here is, you have to understand that if you're one who reads the Vedas and abides by it, mind you, just reading doesn't give the benefit. हम लोग अक्सर बोलते हैं श्रुति फल, सुनने का फायदा. But there are many things which are just beyond shruti fal, and that is only when you listen and execute it. If one doesn't execute, I know many people who come and sit in satsang for 1 hour or 2 hours, then go out and do what they feel like doing. And that is disastrous. That is criminal wastage of your time sitting in the satsang if you don't implement it in your life, if you don't inculcate those values in your life. That is why Shastra says, read the Vedas, you have some benefits. And why benefits have to be given? Or rather, why these guidelines? Or the acharyas also wanted to give incentives, because nowadays it's an incentive oriented world, right? Everyone wants some incentive, then only they will try to perform well. Otherwise, there is no point in performing. Even performance, this thing are given, right? Incentives are given. So, what do you think? Anybody would like to give their understanding or knowledge? Yes, I think Priya Singh Mataji can give this understanding.
Prabhuji, initially to develop interest, some incentives are given, but when we move forward, then these are just byproducts of what the actual thing we will get, that is devotion and love for God.
To an extent, yes, you're right, but not fully right. There's a small hitch, small thing. It's like, suppose if you're standing on the ground floor and someone shows you the lift, it's a tall building, let's say it's a 20-floor building, and you're standing below, and someone says this lift is an instrument by which you sit inside, you will directly go to the 20th floor within a few minutes. You don't have to climb, there's no strain, just cool. You just stand under the fan, and the lift will take you up to the 20th floor within a few minutes. Is it just an incentive? The minute you sit in the lift, it automatically takes you. You automatically experience it. And that is what is a speciality. And the minute one person tries to live his life as per the Ramayana, as per the instructions or as per the guidelines given the Ramayana, which is none other than the Vedas itself, then he starts experiencing dharma, artha, kama, and moksha. What is Ramayana starting with? Starting with dharma. Dharma means there are various types of dharma. I've already explained. I don't want to go back again to that. We have taken at large a very vast lecture on that. But you know very well, dharma means duty. And there is Vishesh Dham, Visheshtara Dharma, various varieties. And then Artha, what are the benefits? Benefits is you are living a sinless life. Kama, then slowly you get the desire for achieving the Supreme Lord. Here we are already having a lot of kama. And what kama we are having? For materialistic things, worldly things. Here everyone wants, okay, iPhone 17 now ready to launch. Okay, I want 17. Somebody wants the latest car, somebody wants the latest bike, t-shirt, shirt, dress, watch, whatever you name it. And the list goes endless. But that's not the true desire. We don't know what to desire. The problem is that today we are running behind, the latest phone, just to know that within 6 months, that phone is going to become an old and outdated one, and a new one will be launched in the market. How many times do we realize this? We are busy running behind things which are not worth it. It's nice, very nicely said by the acharyas. We buy things which we don't need with the money which we don't have to impress the people who never get impressed by you. And that is what is our actual happiness. Am I right or wrong? Those who buy EMI things on EMIs. Do you need that thing? But still, you buy it on EMIs. Why? To impress people who hate you. But you derive happiness in that. They're not going to get happy. Oh, aapke paas ye gaadi aa gaya, you've got a nice thing. Nothing. Whatever you may have, whatever you may get, whatever you may achieve, it is of no use, because they are only going to be jealous of it. On the face of it, their jealousy seems to be your one drop of happiness. But that's not happiness. That's just pride. And we think that pride as happiness because we have never tasted real happiness. But the minute we start doing dharma, the real benefits start coming. And then we develop an attraction towards God, a kama, an attraction towards God. An attraction of what is to be actually hankered for. हम लोग जिंदगी भर कृष्णा में हैं, ये चाहिए, वो चाहिए, ये चाहिए, और कभी कृष्णा के पास नहीं जाते हैं, कभी रामचंद्र जी के पास नहीं जाते. ठीक है, वो मंदिर में है, हफ्ते में एक बार मैं जाता हूँ बस 10 मिनट के लिए, बाकी अपना मैं राजा ढूंढता हूँ अपना रानी. वही जिंदगी भर वही चलता है. So no use. It's not going to give us any tangible benefit. So that is why Shastra says the benefits of reading is dharma, artha, kama. But why is moksha not mentioned here? Why is moksha not mentioned? Come on. Puja Mataji, tell me why moksha is not mentioned here. That's important, right?
प्रभु जी मैं ट्राई करूं.
हाँ.
मोक्ष इसलिए नहीं मेंशन है शायद कि हम लोगों को बहुत एफर्ट करने हैं उस मार्ग पे जाने के लिए, तो मोक्ष देना या नहीं देना ये तो भगवान के हाथ में.
अरे मोक्ष सबसे आसान है.
अरे
सबसे आसान मोक्ष है. बट हम लोग ना उस मार्ग में चलना नहीं चाहिए. करना क्या है? कुछ भी नहीं करना है, उसका मोक्ष है. और हमको कुछ ना कुछ करना है. हमको पड़ोसी को जलाना है, अपने रिश्तेदारों को जलाना है, उनसे बढ़िया गाड़ी होनी चाहिए, उनसे बढ़िया मेरा बस फोन होना चाहिए, उनसे बढ़िया होना चाहिए, सब कुछ बढ़िया बढ़िया. कुछ होता नहीं है बढ़िया. neither they are happy, neither you are happy, neither a rich man is happy, neither a poor man is happy. The rich has his own set of problems, the middle class has his own set of problems, the poor has his own set of problems. Each one thinks the other one is much better. Why? Because we are searching for the wrong thing, the wrong place. It's like searching for a piece of marble in a कोयले की खान. कोयले की खान में कोई सफेद पत्थर या सफेद मार्बल का टुकड़ा मिलने वाला नहीं है. वो अगर होगा वो भी काला हो जाएगा. So in a mine of coal, you are not going to get a white stone. Similarly, this is दुखालय. दुखालय में आपको सुख नहीं मिलेगा. और दुखालय बनाया किसके लिए? So that you realize, oh, this is not the right place for me. I am supposed to get out from here. So moksha, Mataji, let it be very clear. It is the most easiest thing to achieve. And for that, what you have to do? You have to give up your worldly ties and tie yourself with God. और हम लोग सब कुछ करेंगे मगर वो नहीं करेंगे. So everything, we are ready to do everything, but not that one thing. Because why? Still, as I gave that, I sent you that story which I always say, Narad Muni coming to take someone to Vaikuntha. Nobody is ready to go. Why? चलेंगे, but not now. भी थोड़ा जीवन के मजे लेने हैं, शादी करना है, बच्चों के साथ खेलना है, बीवी के साथ रोमांस करना है, this and that, these worldly wrong desires. कामनाएं हैं, अगर ये wrong कामना है, उसमें भगवान उस कामना में बिल्कुल कहीं भी नहीं दिखते. Nowhere is God having 1% of chance also to enter your heart. Lord is always busy. You procrastinate everything, or you procrastinate only devotion. For a bhakta who wants to go back to God, who wants moksha, he will never procrastinate devotion. He will procrastinate other things. But vice versa, with case of people who want to get stuck in this material world. That is why 2 conditions are put very nicely here. 2 points are given very nicely. One is, this is faultless, and it is from the beginning. I am telling this story, and it has the benefits of dharma, artha, kama. And ये 3 आ गया ना, जो मनुष्य is, it's like someone takes up a very fatty food, a lot of cheese, oil, butter, chocolates, and burgers, and I mean, you all know much better than me, but a better list than mine. Then you eat all that. So iske saath, when you eat all this, is it necessary to mention somewhere that you are going to go fat? By default, you're going to go fat. By default, you're going to go fat. But if you eat automatically, let's say you're on sprouted food and minimum food, and you're on a very balanced diet, only eating salads and some boiled vegetables and all that stuff, drinking some soup, or leaving aside your tasty pav bhaji and other tasty fatty foods, you keep aside. Is it necessary to mention that you're going to go slim? Automatically you go slim. So similarly, one who follows dharma, artha and kama, as per the shastra, is bound to get moksha. There is no special efforts to make for that. अगर आप चर्चगेट के ट्रेन में बैठोगे तो चर्चगेट ही जाओगे, चेन्नई के फ्लाइट में बैठोगे चेन्नई ही जाओगे, गलती से भी आपको दिल्ली लेके जाने वाला नहीं. Get this point very, very. Third point, which is very important in this verse, is the Ramayana should be heard without envy. Anusuyave. Mataji, please read the purport.
Yes, Prabhuji. Though this verse mentions only dharma, artha, and kama as the benefits of listening to the Ramayana, it is deemed that moksha also comes along with it. These are the goals one achieves by reading the Vedas. Hence, there is no difference between reading the Vedas and Ramayana. It is the mercy of sage Valmiki who wrote the Ramayana, which is the Vedas personified.
Yes.
People at large cannot read the Vedas fully, as the Vedas are very vast and everyone cannot understand them. In the Bhagavad Gita, Lord says, Shri Bhagavan
Idam tete goyatam paukshami anusuyave. Yeah, this verse.
In this verse, Lord Krishna says that he is going to share the most confidential knowledge of Gita with Arjuna because he is not envious. It must be understood that all the scriptures and itihasas like the Ramayana, Mahabharata must be read and heard with devotion, faith, and pure heart without any envy. This condition of being non-envious towards God is most important to achieve the result of devotion. In general, we all are envious of the Lord either directly or indirectly. This is the reason we are all suffering in this material world without any true devotion toward God.
Okay.
Many of you,
Okay.
yeah.
No, anusuyave. One should be not envious. Envious और किससे हो सकते हैं? Already हम लोग we are filled with envy towards people around us. We are envious of our superiors. Someone, a lady is envious of another lady because she is fair and she is dark. So n number of criteria. Someone may be tall, someone may be fair, some may be fat looking, some may be rich, some may be poor. N number of reasons. We just find a reason to envy. हर व्यक्ति के साथ कुछ ना कुछ चलते है. देख अपने आप को क्या समझता है, कैसे चल रहा है, सर ऊपर रख के चल रहा है, गर्दन घुमा के चल रहा है. नो, वी फाइंड रीजंस टू बी एनवियस. एंड इसी प्रॉब्लम में, इसी चक्कर में ना, वी आर बिकम एनवियस टुवर्ड्स गॉड आल्सो. God has always been a central point of enviousness, and we always envious God. That is why we always say ना, भगवान करे तो भगवान रासलीला करते हैं तो रासलीला, और मैं करूं तो कैरेक्टर डीला. When he can dance, why can't I dance? When he can dance with so many women, why can't I dance with so many women? When he can do some chori, why can't I do some chori? So, no, generally people comment, शिव जी भांग पीते हैं, हम पियेंगे तो क्या गलत है? शिव जी ने विष भी पिया था, थोड़ा आप भी पियो एक चम्मच, है ना? कालकूट विष पिया था उन्होंने समुद्र मंथन में. तो you also drink little of that. अच्छा है ना, मतलब इक्वालिटी मतलब सब लेवल में इक्वल होना चाहिए. Only in certain things I would like to be equal with you, not in other things. कृष्ण भगवान ने गोवर्धन लीला उठाया था, गोवर्धन उठाया था अपनी लीला में, तो आप भी थोड़ा एक ईट उठा के देखो उंगली पे. हाथ में पूरा हाथ में एक ईट उठा के वो 7 दिन साथ रहा, अब 7 घंटे खड़े रहो, या एक ईट को इस उंगली पे 7 मिनट के लिए पकड़ के रखो. And we are talking of, this is enviousness. And our very core fact that we are rotting in this material world is because of this envious quality. You know that? I mentioned this in the story of Adam and Eve. Already told in this once earlier in the lecture. What is the story of Adam and Eve? All Catholic school में गए और सब लोगों को पता होना चाहिए. Adam and Eve were the two first creations of God, man and Eve. And where were they staying? They were staying in heaven. खुशी से वहां हेवन में बैठे थे. और भगवान ने क्या बोला? ये हेवन तुम्हारे बाप का है. मतलब है ना, भगवान के है तो फिर भगवान है उनके बाप है. तो he said, this is mine. You enjoy as much as you want. You enjoy in this heaven, but don't eat apples from this tree. No, he gave one specified one tree and became the forbidden tree. इस tree में से खाना मत. Rest you want to eat, eat whatever you want to eat. And Adam and Eve were happily staying there. But Satan, that is sin, enviousness, jealousy. He came there in the form of a snake. The snake saw. It is always easy to mold a lady's mind than a man's mind. A man always follows the rules. The rules are set up by the wife. So he goes to the snake, or Satan went to the lady, Eve, and told Eve, Eve, you know why you have been forbidden to eat from this tree? What's wrong? You have been forbidden because if you eat the fruit of this tree, you will become God. And how many of us want to, how many of you all want to become God? कितने लोगों को चाहते हैं कि भगवान बने? पापा याद रखो, जीवन में get this, mantra written on a stone. There can be only one God. We can become godly, but we can never become God. We all can become godly. भगवान के भक्त बन सकते हैं मगर भगवान नहीं बन सकते. क्यों? There is no second God possible because we ourselves are an output, a fragmental part of the Lord. मगर हमारे आत्मा का देखोगे तो भगवान सच्चिदानंद है, हम भी सच्चिदानंद. हम मतलब हमारी आत्मा भी सच्चिदानंद है. क्यों? भगवान का अंश है. और बेटा कभी बाप बन सकता है. बेटा बेटा ही रहेगा, बाप बाप ही रहेगा. So this is the envy which is breeding in our mind right from the day one. And this is a biblical story. Okay, this is from what the Bible says. The Christians believe in this. And Satan came and told, Papa, if you eat this, you will become God. God means what? The supreme enjoy. Uncontrolled. No one will be able to control you. You become supreme. And every one of us wants to become that, right? Be it be in the office, be it be in the house. सब लोग मेरा सुनो, मेरा बात सुनो, मैं जो बोल रहा हूँ वो सही है, बाकी सब बेवकूफ है, मेरे को अकल है. We all want to command. And that is the reason this is a default setting. Immediately Eve said, oh, that is the case. Yes, if you eat the fruit, you'll become God. Eve went to Adam. My dear husband, do you really love me? He said, yes, I do. Oh, if you love me, go up on this tree and get me the fruit. Adam immediately said, no, we should not eat this fruit. This is forbidden for us. हमको नहीं करना है. I want it. I know if I eat that, I'll become God. Somehow, she brainwashed her husband, and finally he went up to get the forbidden tree में से apple लेके आया. And the minute both were about to eat, Lord said, God came there and he said, you both have broken my rule. You want to become God? Okay. Go and Lord in your own world, not in my world. And they sent Adam and Eve down to this earth. And today, if you see our Shastra, our Acharyas, even they say, we are Sachitanand. This is not our world. We were supposed to be in the spiritual world. And spiritual world say, हम लोग यहाँ कैसे आए? Just because of one envy. Acharyas say we were envious. भगवान को इतना भोग लग रहा है, इतना सेवा हो रहा है. I'm talking of the spiritual world. The spiritual world, Lord is enjoying. All are falling down in reverence. सब लोग प्रणाम कर रहे हैं. कैसा लगेगा मेरे सामने में कुछ लोग प्रणाम करेंगे तो मेरा भी पैर पड़ेंगे और मैं भी ऐसा स्माइल दूंगा. So this desire comes out of envy only. Only when we envy, we try to get a phone at par what he is having. When we envy someone, we want to get things what he possesses. And this is against the will of Lord. Because there cannot be another person who can be equal to Lord or who can become Lord. Bhagwan koi nahi ban sakta. That is the reason why Acharyas say, even we fell down from the spiritual world to the material world. And in this world, we are only trying to enjoy every moment of our life in some way or the other. We are trying to enjoy, which is not at all possible. Why it's not possible? There cannot be any enjoyment independent without the Lord. It's like, let's say, let's give a very practical example. Let's say one of you all is super rich, but you don't have anyone in this world to share your achievement. You don't have parents, you don't have children, you don't have wife, you don't have good friends. All alone. What will you do with all the money? What are you going to do? How much will you eat? How much will you spend? Such people are considered to be the most poorest people in the world, who are left with only money and nothing else. They're the most poorest people in the world. Similarly, we also want to lord this world, enjoy this world without the interference of God. We say, Lord, क्या है ना, आप मंदिर में रहते हो, आप मंदिर में रहो. घर में भी मंदिर के अंदर रहते हैं ना, बाहर तो आते नहीं. So I can do any nonsense, and Lord cannot see me because He is inside the temple or inside the photo. That's the biggest mistake. Lord is with you, in the form of Paramatma, and is seeing, witnessing each and everything what you are doing. Mind you, the CCTV camera of God is perfect. You may evade. कभी कहीं आप कुछ क्राइम कर रहे हो ना, you may evade the CCTV camera. तो ऊपर वाले का कैमरा परफेक्ट चलता है. जिस दिन मरोगे ना, ऊपर जाओगे, यमराज को बोलोगे, नहीं मैंने ऐसा कुछ भी नहीं किया. Immediately यमराज will say, call चित्रगुप्त, उनका CCTV फुटेज दिखाओ. एंड वो एक एंगल से नहीं, 40 एंगल से फोटो लेगा. You can't deny that you did it. From all angles, the CCTV camera will show you doing whatever wrong work or whatever work which is against God, which is throwing you against God. That work will be recorded very nicely and be shown to you. And now this is yours. So accordingly, now you have to suffer in. You will say, sir, why enjoyment is also there? Yes, definitely there. But how long? Only as much as you have done good deeds. जो पुण्य कार्य किए हैं उसका थोड़ा जो अंश है वो आप एंजॉय करोगे. रेस्ट बैक, कमिंग बैक ओवर हियर, सेम पुनरपि जननम पुनरपि मरणम, सेम टेकिंग बर्थ, गेटिंग बर्थ, डेथ, ओल्ड एज एंड डिसीज. बस ये 4 चीज में हमेशा लिप्त रहेंगे और उसी में एक उम्मीद है, कभी ना कभी तो मैं सुखी बनूंगा. सुखी बनोगे? क्या बनोगे? तो सबसे बड़ा दुख फॉर अ सुखी पर्सन क्या हो सकता है? Do you know? Can anyone guess? Come on, let me see. Who's sharp? Who's got this point? Who's understood that point? The biggest sadness for a happy person, if at all you call this worldly happiness.
Losing everything what he has.
At the time of death, he knows very well. The pain of losing it at the time of death is the most painful thing. मृत्यु के समय में सब छोड़ना है मुझे. मेरा पैसा, धन, गाड़ी, बंगला, जो भी मैंने कमाया है, जो भी मैंने नाम, नेम, फेम, पावर, वो भी गंवाना है. Please remember, the most painful thing or the painful aspect of life is the fact when you're going to get detached from this material world. That is why all this, the root causes envy. So the first thing we got to listen to this Ramayana, entire Ramayana, is Anusuya way, without envy. Already in the Bhagavad Gita, Krishna has told Arjuna, Arjuna, अब मैं तुझे बहुत secret ज्ञान बताऊं. Okay, a very secret ज्ञान, where confidential knowledge, ninth chapter, first verse. That time he says, idam tu te guhyatam pravakshami anusuyave. I am going to tell you the most guhyatam. Guhyam, guhyatam, guyyatamam. I'm saying, he's saying guyyatamam. I am going to give the most secret knowledge to you. Take it. Why I am giving? Because you are not envious. Rest. What was Shishupal? What was the problem with all the asuras? They were envious. All asuras wanted to, what did they want to do? They wanted to become immortal. सबको क्या बोलते हैं, अमर बनना था. और अमर बन के क्या करना था? भगवान बनना. हिरण्यकशिपु ने क्या बोला प्रहलाद को? दुनिया में मैं एक ही भगवान हूँ. हिरण्यकशिपु की जय बोल, विष्णु के गुणगान बंद कर. अनुसूया वे envious. So we are always, you see, all asuras means they are envious of God and they can never read scripture. Now, some people with a challenging mood they read and they find out fault. ये हमको पता है रामायण में लिखा है भगवान ने मीट खाया, मांस खाया. ये कहाँ से निकला ये बात? One question asked me in the YouTube channel. मैं बोला, show me the verse. There is a verse, but that does not the right interpretation of the verse. Just one word doesn't mean it is there. No, it's total interpretation, wrong interpretation, how you look at it and how you want to present it. People want to present it that way, fine. Then I can't hold you back. But that's not the true understanding. Acharya Jivan explained that verse perfectly. And there is a lot of understanding in the verses. That's why this quality of Anusuya way is what has to develop inside all of us. We have to refrain ourselves from become envious, and especially when it comes to the spiritual path. If someone progresses in his devotional life, never become envious. No one has stopped you. No one is holding you back. And anywhere in offices, many places you will see, अरे उसका promotion हो गया, मेरा नहीं हुआ. Who's stopping you? Might be okay. You may say, sir, my boss is very bad man. He's pro, linguistically he's pro him, or good favors he's getting. That's why he's pro him. Fine, but that is not the case with God. You do your devotion. God is not biased. God doesn't say, oh, तुम बहुत काला है, तुम्हारा भक्ति हम लेगा नहीं. तुम बहुत मोटा है, तुम्हारा भक्ति में लेगा नहीं. नहीं, तुम आप बहुत खूबसूरत है, मैं तुम्हारा भक्ति लूंगा. No, Lord doesn't distinguish or doesn't discriminate. Lord says, I am ready to take everyone's devotion, provided you do it. And we all want a reason not. Please continue.
Many must have heard the story of Adam and Eve, which depicts that both Adam and Eve were happily staying in heaven. When Satan created enviousness against God in the minds of Adam and Eve, they acted against the will of God by disobeying him. They were hence punished by God. Both Adam and Eve were thrown out from God's abode, and they had to come down to the material world, which is full of miseries. Hence, sage Valmiki is telling us that by reading or hearing the Ramayana with a non-envious mind, the listener's heart will be filled with pure devotion and love for God. Thus, hearing the Ramayana is like taking the first step on the path of true devotion.
Yes. Continue.
There was a great, vast, and happy kingdom named Kosala, situated on the banks of Sharayu river, that was flourishing with money and grains.
तो याद रखना, GDP and other factors जो आजकल देश का उन्नति को गिनता है, इससे पहले ही हमारा देश आगे था. was much ahead. In fact, not our this thing, the whole kingdom. Kosala kingdom itself was wealthy, rich, and on the bank of Sarayu River. Now, we'll take the importance or relevance of Sarayu River. What is so great about Sarayu River? You want to read this first, or should I explain first? Okay, read. Then I'll explain.
Both the rivers, Sarayu and Ganga, have great significance in the Shastras. In the Vaman avatar, Lord had expanded his leg to such a great height that Lord's toe punctured the universal shell. Brahma, on seeing the Lord's toe, worshipped his lotus feet by pouring water from his kamandalu, water pitcher. Though the water used by Lord Brahma was from his material creation, it was sanctified by touching the Lord's feet and could purify the three worlds. This is the origin of the Ganga. As regards the origin of Sarayu river, it is said by Acharyas that once Lord Narayan saw Brahma engage in the severe penance, and out of mercy, tears rolled out of the Lord's eyes. Brahma, in reverence, collected the tears in his kamandalu. With his mind, Brahma made a sarovar or a lake called Man Sarovar and put those tears which he had collected in that lake. Sarayu river originates from this Man Sarovar or Manas Sarovar. As the Lord is absolute, the tears of the Lord are also absolute. We living entities are all souls which are minute portions of God. Like God, the soul is also made up of such Chit Anand, but it is very minute in size. The soul is housed in a material perishable body that is made of 5 material elements: earth, water, fire, sky, ether, which is different from the soul. So our tears are made up of water. However, God does not have a material body like us. One who understands this difference between living entities and God is very intelligent. Lord's body is made up of Sat, eternal, Chit, full of knowledge, and Anand, full of bliss only. He does not have a separate soul and a separate gross body of 5 elements like us. So, as the Lord is absolute, whatever comes out of the Lord is also absolute. Hence, Lord's tears are also Satchitanand. Hence, the Sarayu river can cleanse us and give us liberation. Sarayu river is also called Netraja, as it has come
Netraja.
from Netraja, as it has come from the Lord's eyes.
So what's the difference between Ganga and Sarayu? तो आपने स्टोरी तो पढ़ लिया, तो बताइए, what is the difference between Ganga and Sarayu? Ganga, one of the most pious rivers, right? अपने पापों को धो देती है, सुना है. तो उसमें और सरयू में क्या फर्क? भाई सरयू को इतना वैल्यू दिया. Come on fast.
प्रभु जी सर, जैसे इसमें बताया कि इट इज द टीयर्स ऑफ द लॉर्ड which is वो मतलब उसकी वजह से वो ज्यादा स्पेशल है.
वो भी तो भगवान के पैर से आया ना. गंगा भी तो भगवान के पैर से आया.
गुरुजी, that is कमंडलू में से, ब्रह्मा जी के कमंडलू से नहीं. This has come out directly from the Lord.
Very good. Perfect. Now you got the answer. What is the difference is when Lord in the Vaman avatar expanded his leg, Trivikrama Rupa, this is called as Trivikrama. So he expanded his leg so long that it pierced the universal egg on Kanguta touch, and it came to Brahma Loka. So Brahma immediately saw, "Hey, this is the leg of the Lord, foot of the Lord. Let me do Abhishek." So immediately he had Kamandalu besides him, and that Kamandalu was having water which was created by Brahma himself. Brahma is the creator, right? Earth, water, fire, air, ether, सब किसने बनाया? भगवान जी ने बनाया. Under the guidance of God, ठीक है. But बनाया तो he is the architect, right? उन्होंने क्या बनाया? पानी बनाया भगवान के कहने पे. एंड वो पानी उसके उनके कमंडलों में था, उससे उनका पैर धोया, उसी से गंगा प्रकट हो गई, एंड दैट गंगा इज प्यूरिफाइंग अस. But here, the very same Brahma was doing such nice penance that Lord came in front of him, appeared before him, and he was so happy that tears started flowing from his eyes. इतने आंसू बहते हुए देखा, ब्रह्मा जी ने देखा, अरे whose tears are rolling down? Lord's. Immediately he took his kamandalu, collected that water, and he didn't want to put the water anywhere else. अब क्या करूं, कहाँ रखूं इस कमंडलू को, इस जल को? The tears of the Lord. That he kept it in Mansarovar, and Sarayu comes from Mansarovar. मानसरोवर बोलो या मानस सरोवर. So here ये भगवान को टच होके आई है, बट वो भगवान से ही आई है. There is a difference. What has come by the touch of Lord's feet is Ganga, but what has come from the Lord's eyes or from the Lord himself is the tears of Lord, which is none other than Sarayu River. That is why Sarayu has got great relevance and importance. People generally think, it's another river flowing like Ganga. Yes. Oh, somebody asked me in the yatra I had gone, somebody asked me, Prabhuji, what is the big benefit if Ganga is it really, giving us liberation? हमारा पाप धुल जाते हैं क्या? Yes, धुलते हैं. When you take your bath with an understanding, yes, this is spiritual great Ganga. Otherwise, there are many fishes and crocodiles even in the Ganges. है ना? सुना है ना? घड़ियाल रहते हैं गंगा किनारे, घड़ियाल रहते हैं गंगा के जल में. वो घड़ियाल करते क्या है? उनका मोक्ष क्यों नहीं हो रहा है? वो मछलियां जो गंगा में है, उनका मोक्ष क्यों नहीं हो रहा है? हम आएंगे तो हमारा मोक्ष हो जाएगा. अगर आप ज्ञान से एक गुरु के आश्रय में रहते हुए उन नदियों में नहाओगे, उन तीर्थ स्थान में जाओगे, and you also follow the rules and regulations of devotion with the focus of achieving God, yes, then these rivers are actually gateway for liberation. Or else, if you are just going to take a bath, as if you are taking a bath in your bathroom, or you're going to the swimming pool, you think you are taking a bath in the river. No, it is not going to liberate you. It will be just an ordinary water dip. That's it. With no results in your, with any pious credits also. कोई pious credits भी नहीं मिले. जैसे मछली में जब गंगा किनारे कई गांव होते हैं, लोग उसमें पानी में कूद के मछली पकड़ते हैं, उसको खाते हैं. वो तो 50 बार गंगा में डुबकी मारा है, 100 बार मारा है एक हफ्ते में, उसको थोड़ी पुण्य मिलने वाला है. क्यों? उसने भक्ति भाव से पानी में डुबकी नहीं लगाई. सो प्लीज अंडरस्टैंड, चाहे वो सरयू हो चाहे वो गंगा हो, आपके अंदर भक्ति होना चाहिए टू हैव योरसेल्फ liberated. Otherwise, your liberation is not going to happen just by taking a dip of the rivers. Okay, with this, I would like to close our today's session here.